Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Wednesday, November 21, 2018, day before Turkey Day, and also a great milestone. I'm going to hand it right over to RJ and let him tell you where we are on the 1957 23-foot Lyman Runabout.
I am at a good point in this project, I feel, to shoot a movie. I have all the pieces finally made and ready to be installed. I haven't, this cabinet is the one that John did, and it was all ready to go when he passed away, but it is not varnished or anything like that, so it actually has to come all back apart piece by piece and all sanded up, finished sanded up, and then we'll start with our staining and sealing and varnishing of the cabinet. But I finished this cabinet on this side. John had this piece and this piece sitting here, but none of these other pieces were made for the cabinet. So one of the challenges I came upon is when I was building this cabinet is everything is actually not the same as this side. It's completely backwards. Every bevel is backwards. Every measurement is backwards from this cabinet. I can't just set a piece on the other piece, or set a piece, use this for a pattern, because it's actually opposite of what I need. Another thing that I encountered while building the cabinet is the inside of this box right here, this seat is, this cabinet is actually bigger because it takes the battery inside of it, as to where this one doesn't. It's made small enough so that, or it's made a different size and it's made smaller. The battery won't fit in that cabinet. But so I ended up having to put I took it all apart and used some of the patterns for lengths and figuring out which angles and stuff like that, and then I ended up having to put it all back together and making sure I had every part built for this cabinet that I had built for this cabinet, or that John had made for this cabinet. And I think I've got it. This seat is going to be hinged as well as this one. I haven't actually anchored this or the top onto this cabinet yet. There's still boots just sitting here, but I will be putting a couple screw holes in, 3 down here, 3 over here, and then my hinges will hold this piece on, and this gets screwed from inside the cabinet up through some of the framing and into the bottom of this, so that you don't see any screws. There's no places for water to get in through. One thing I had to do is make a little notch here, so that when they get water on this deck, on this shelf, it doesn't stay trapped in there. You don't want a 1/4 inch of water just sitting on the shelf. Now it has a little place to drain out here, and back here on this corner there's the same little notch profile. I actually added that into John's because he hadn't done that yet to his. But it's a huge accomplishment for me. I haven't really done as much raw building as John had by far, and it's a lot harder for me to look at something and picture it in my head and just go and build it like he did. But I'm slowly getting the hang of it and figuring things out and cutting things long and going back and recutting again versus cutting them short and ruining the piece.
Well, I've got to chime in here and say that this is a huge, huge accomplishment for RJ. And when he showed me the completed port side helm seat, I just looked at him and said, you have every reason to be incredibly satisfied and proud of yourself, because we're proud of him. he's jumped in where his dad left off and is picking up, and it's just super to see the continuation of this family in the Snake Mountain Boat Works, and particularly in this project, which is really kind of a special one in many ways for us. So thank you, RJ. Great accomplishment. Next one's going to be easier. I know this was eating at you as you had to do it, and we are super proud of you. You can have both drumsticks tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.